Good afternoon, I'm Thandi Chindove with 2NURFM Hunter News. Police are appealing for information after two teenage girls were intimidated by a man in Lake Macquarie yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, the two girls were on a bus when the man who was sitting behind them made a number of inappropriate comments before he got off the bus at Glendale. Vanessa Allen Erickson from police headquarters gives this description of the man.
He's been described as being about age 40, of Caucasian appearance, about 178 centimetres tall with a solid build, and at the time he was wearing a white jacket, black jeans and wearing a baseball cap.
Anyone who witnessed the incident is urged to call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. While other Hunter Labour MPs have been quiet on the issue, Joel Fitzgibbon says the electorate will respect the Labour Party's turn-back policy for asylum seeker boats. Opposition leader Bill Shorten will recommend Labour adopt the turn-back policy at this week's national conference, saying it will improve the safety of refugees. Joel Fitzgibbon says the change is essential to deter people smugglers.
Well, like everyone in our community, I want the boats to stop and not to restart. That's the most humane thing we can do to stop people paying people smugglers to take that very, very risky voyage. We need to concentrate on a broader solution, and that is, of course, dealing with some of these problems at source.
Lake Macquarie Mayor Jody Harrison says the decision to stand alone rather than merge with Newcastle City came after community consultation and a thorough review of Council's financial sustainability. According to Ms. Harrison, Council strongly believes it is able to fully cater to the needs of the community. She says residents are proud to identify with Lake Macquarie.
Lake Macquarie residents firmly identify with Lake Macquarie. Newcastle has focused, and rightly so, on the CBD. People who live in Lake Macquarie want to retain the feel of being identified with Lake Macquarie.
Motorists are being reminded to be aware of traffic conditions and slow down while work continues on the Luscantire Bridge. Maintenance on the bridge near Lochinvar began in May when $4.9 million was allocated towards strengthening, painting and repairs to the bridge. Anna Heiselman from Roads and Maritime Services says temporary traffic lights have been installed to direct traffic.
Roads and Maritime reminds motorists to slow down and drive to conditions and thanks residents and motorists for their patience while the work is carried out. For further information, visit livetraffic.com or call 132 701.
Wallsend residents are thanking the Baptist Care Community Care Centre for its support of disadvantaged people as it serves its 25,000th meal today. The centre has become a popular place for those struggling to make ends meet to have a nutritious meal in a safe environment. Centre manager Craig Budden says their clientele have played a major role in achieving this milestone.
We've allowed the clientele themselves to be able to help guide where the centre is to go. So it's very, very, client-centred, and they've just developed it themselves in a sense.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
Dane Gagai will most likely be forced to the sidelines when the Knights take on the Rabbitohs this weekend. He's currently undergoing cardiology testing for an irregular heartbeat. Knights coach Rick Stone says the health of his players is his priority.
His health is the most important thing at this point in time, and we'll go through the test, and if we can get him running at some stage before Saturday, he might be a chance, but realistically he's probably looking maybe the following week.
In the Newcastle Rugby League, former Souths coach Adam Bettridge will take over the top coaching job at Macquarie from the end of this season. Current coach Barry Moore stepped down last week, and it was rumoured that Bettridge, as his assistants, had been shaping up for the role. After just missing out on a grand final with Souths, he's hoping he can take Macquarie that extra step further. And number one women's singles seed for the Squash Newcastle Open, Heidi Mather, has made her return to Newcastle after 21 years away. The 37-year-old has spent more than a decade on the World Tour and became the first woman to play in the men's A-grade competition at home this year. That's sport. I'm Kyle Miners.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.